Hello, my name is Harry Rudolph. I'm a property solicitor here at Edwin Co LLP. And on this podcast, I'm going to give you a short rundown of the points that I think you, as a startup business, should be looking for when trying to agree heads of terms for your first lease of your first commercial premises. The first point I think you should be considering when entering into negotiations with your landlord or their agent, and it sounds somewhat a little bit crazy, but the first thing you should be looking for is the ability to get out of the lease once it's been entered into. This can be by way of a break clause, which allows you to break the lease at certain points during the term of the lease. You should also ensure that the alienation provisions, those are the provisions that allow you to assign the lease, sublet part of your property or the whole of it, or share occupation with another party. You should make sure that those are easy and straightforward provisions. Taking a lease is a big commitment, and you would want the ability to react quickly to any changes in your business or sector. And so therefore, flexibility can be crucial, and bringing the lease to an end before the end of the contractual term, or the ability to assign or sublet the property without any sort of difficulty, could be your saving grace. The second point I think you should try and agree with your landlord is a photographic schedule of condition, which should be agreed with your landlord prior to the lease being entered into. This would mean that at the end of your lease, you will not have to put the property back in any better condition than what is shown in this schedule. This could be a huge financial benefit for your business, because returning a property to the landlord under normal repair and decoration provisions can cost many thousands of pounds. And so putting it back into the same state as shown, or in no better state than is shown in the photographic schedule, could be a huge benefit for you and save you a huge amount of money. The last point I believe you should try and negotiate with your landlord is about limiting your outgoings. If you take a lease of an office in a building or a shop within an estate, service charge costs such as maintenance of the common parts of the building or the car park, or providing security for the building, can be a huge expenditure for tenants and run into the many thousands of pounds. It would be well worth trying to negotiate with your landlord a service charge cap, so you have some kind of certainty on this level of expenditure, particularly as this does not take business rates into account or any stamp duty that you may need to pay. If this is something that your landlord is not willing to consider, then you should certainly try and find out what the previous year's service charges have been, so you get a good indication as what the previous years have been like, to give you some kind of indication of what it could be going forward, and certainly try to find out if any major expenditure or works are planned by your landlord in the near future. Of course, these points could come at a price for you in the negotiations with your landlord. Any break clause negotiated in favour of you may mean that the landlord demands a break clause in their favour as well, which, if they exercise, could cause major disruption to your business. At the same time, any sort of cap on service charge may fall on deaf ears in case the building or estate where you're looking to take the lease is in need of major repair. This being said, this may also require that your landlord will want a rent deposit of at least 6 months worth of rent or more, which will need to be replenished after any withdrawal by the landlord in the event of you falling behind in your payments under the lease. This may mean that you need to save up significant capital and have that ring fenced before the lease can even be entered into. At the same time, landlords may require personal guarantees from a director or directors of the company, so that they have an additional layer of security in case your startup business does not work out the way you planned and arrears are left owing even after any deposit is used up. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this short podcast, and if you do have any questions, then please do not hesitate to get in contact with us. Thank you very much.